Recording. Good morning, team. Well, it's morning over here in Alaska, but today I am so excited. We have Sonya Dudley on the call, and I know a lot of you have already listened or watched a lot of her trainings. I used it a lot in our training courses that we have, so I'm excited for you to actually get to meet her in person. And today she's going to share some of her wealth of knowledge with us. So I'm really, really excited to learn from you today, Sonya.
Oh, Stephanie, thank you. Thank you for asking me. I'm always honored to be asked, and it's always fun when I can actually fit it in the schedule, and so I'm glad that it worked out. So thank you again. And yeah, today's December 1st, and I don't have a note written down, but I have kind of an idea of when I woke up this morning, my thoughts, it's December 1st. We have a whole new month. It's the first day of the rest of my life. What am I going to do with that? And so I just want to kind of give you some thoughts on, because I know some of you probably are new on the call. Some of you probably have been in for 2 years or longer or 18 months. But so I kind of want to give you some tips just on kind of that daily, what do you do? What do you do to move forward in a business where you don't have a boss? You don't get a paycheck on Friday if you have not been productive. What do you do on a daily basis that's productive and not wasteful and still have time to do everything else? And, let me just say that you always are going to have months where you're having to do more in something than the other, meaning I don't think there's really such a thing as true balance. I think there's more harmony, and I've heard this for years from different people, but you can't really expect, let's just say this, let's say your kids have a very heavy sports schedule. And say that's the month of October. And so the whole month of October, you are at a ball field or on basketball court or the volleyball court. You're always at an event with your kids. So do you feel like you have work-home life balance when that's going on? Probably not. You're probably saying, oh, things are crazy. I have not been able to cook a meal in, 2 weeks, and we're having to eat on the road, and my house is a mess. So you're feeling that shift. But if that's important to you, then you're just creating harmony. You think of it more about, I'm harmonizing. This month it may be more here and less here next month. And so it's kind of that way. Your business is part of your work harmony, or your life harmony, I guess you would say. So I think that it's important that you figure out, even when things are kind of shifted, how to still be productive in those times. And Christmas time, this time of year can get really, it's really easy. And I'll tell you, to be honest, it's really easy to say, I'm busy. It's the holiday season. I'm cooking, I'm baking, I'm shopping, I'm wrapping, I'm doing Christmas cards. I mean, of course that would be easy. I could pretty much just say I'm going to take the whole month of December off because I do have a lot to do. But because I always say to myself, and I do this a lot, guys, and we'll tell you I do it a lot. I'll go, okay, Sonya, if you worked for someone else today, what would you need to do to get things done to get paid next week? What would be the least you could do today, because you're busy? What would be the least you could do, Sonya, today to still get things done and still get a paycheck next week that you'll be happy with? So that's kind of the question that I ask myself when I really just want to go, you know what? I'm just going to I'm not going to do anything today in my business. So I will just tell you that as far as an everyday pattern, people go, what do you do every day? Well, as a diamond ambassador, it's different than it was when I was new in building, because you have to shift that focus based on what you're doing. And now I build leaders. I pour into people. I do courses about believing and overcoming more than activity. It's kind of my gift and my passion and what I choose to do. But when I was building, I always made sure that every day I was one thing for sure, and I live in a small town, so I don't know where you guys live in Hawaii and Alaska, but Well, Stephanie, I've been to Alaska where you live, but I can't just walk out the door and be with 15,000 people. I live an hour and something from civilization. So I do more, at home, on the computer, on social media. I have a cold list. I still have a list of people that when I meet people, I put them on a list. So I work that list too. But I'm not out there every day meeting people. And honestly, I never had to do that because I was born and raised in my town of 7,000 people. It's not many, but when you're born and raised here, you know everybody. And then they know people, and they know people. So I was very blessed when I started Plexus that I had that network to pull from. But if you're not, and there was a time after I'd been in a year and a half where I felt like I need to go meet some new fresh faces. And so I purposely said, okay, Sonya, and I would look at my date book. Next, Thursday of next week, all day. You're going to go to Nashville. You're going to run all your errands. You're going to pack your purse full of, samples, brochures, cards, and you're going to have your best face on and your best appearance on to talk to people. And I always would do that and go out and meet the people. Purposely meet the people. Purposely connect with people, not hand out business cards, but just first of all, I'd pray over the day, okay, Lord, bring me the people that I need to talk to. Then I would just trust that when I ran into someone or connected with someone, that was the person I was supposed to talk to. So I just connected with them and talked to them. I didn't try to sell them. I just connected and made a conversation. And so I would say every day, adding a couple of new contacts a day is very important to your business, whether that's face-to-face or whether that's from a list that you've made and you pick up the phone and, hey, Susie, it's Sonya. I know we haven't talked in a while. How are things going? Listen, I've got something I've run across. I'm dying to tell you about it. You were one of the first people that I thought about. Do you have just a couple minutes? Whether it's that or whether it's in person, but making 2 new connections a day. Maybe you met someone in the store last week. You guys talked a little bit about Plexus. Maybe you got their name and number or friended them on Facebook. They said they were going to check out your website. Well, that would be a person that I would start pouring into. I would be sure we're friends on Facebook. I would be sure that I liked some of their posts, commented. I would be sure that I maybe sent them a testimony. Maybe you had talked about, obviously, if you're connecting with people, you know what they need Plexus for. Because you've connected with them and they've opened up to you and you've had a conversation where they say, I suffer with migraines, or, my mom, she suffers with this and this might be good for her. So you've heard that. So a week later, if they haven't gotten on your website, most of them don't. I promise you, that's normal. It's not negative. It's normal. Accept it. You get 10 people you meet that you leave there just completely sure they're going to get on your website in order. 1 will. The other 9, you better be following up, sending a testimony to, sending a text to. And I don't mean every other day. I mean like every 10 days, just, you don't want to push people, but you want to be passionate. There's that fine line. So that's definitely 2 contacts a day. I would say follow-up has been huge. I'm not the best at follow-up. It's not my best skill, but it is an affirmation that I have made for myself that I am a master at follow-up. So I know that that's coming, but that's key because, I talked to a girl this morning who's Emerald. She had won the $1,000 November to Remember. And she said to me, I'm like, tell me what you did. I'm so proud of you. And she's not even on my team. And she said, basically I just followed up with all these seeds I've been planting for 2 or 3 months. And so follow-up is huge. It's really huge. Those who follow up win. So that would be something I would say that's productive. I would also say something that is productive, especially for the month of December, is obviously posting on Facebook. Now, I have a couple things that I want to say before I say that is it's real easy, and I can see this, and it took me a while to realize this, but it's real easy to think that if you post once a day or 2 times a day on Facebook about Plexus, I can see where it's easy to think, well, I've just posted twice today about Facebook, about Plexus on Facebook. So all my friends that are my friends have just seen me post 2 times. That is easy to assume. But here's the reality is if you have 500 friends or 1,000, let's say you have 1,000 friends and you post twice on Facebook today, once this morning, once at 5 o'clock today, odds are probably 25-30% of them saw that. The rest of them, either the other 20 or 30% may not get on Facebook at all today. The rest, some of the others may get on tonight, but their news feed may be so long they don't see it. So, you cannot assume because you post once or twice a day that your friends all see that. So don't be fearful of posting 2-3 times a day. Maybe spread it out based on when you think, a certain group of people are on Facebook. You can sort of monitor that. Maybe you could look at even your friends that you want to see your post and look and see when they're on Facebook and get real strategic about it. But so when you're posting on Facebook, you want to make it personal, especially your first post. I remember my first week in Plexus, I posted very personal things, teasers. I never said what I was doing. I would say things like, wow, I love how I feel after a simple pink drink. Wow, I can't believe I'm sleeping all night again. I would just say little things about me and my journey, little one-liners. And people would be like, what are you doing? What are you taking? What are you doing? What are you talking about? And I would say, I'll message you. And then I would just tease them for a week or 2. And then you build all this excitement. And then as you start getting customers and happy people, you can ask them. This is something I did in the beginning. And I went back to my wall the other day. November was my anniversary month for leaving my full-time job. So I went back and looked at my wall. And I looked at all the personal customers that posted on my wall. And I thought, gosh, nobody does that anymore on my wall. Well, duh, Sonya. You asked them to do it. And I remember now, like I would message, like they would text me and go, oh my goodness, I've lost 4 pounds this week. I've never felt better. I have less pain. And I'd go, Tammy, that's amazing. Do you care to post that on my wall so it can help a lot of people? Oh, sure, I'd love to. Y'all, there is so much of that on my wall from that month. And it was me just asking if this could help a lot of people. Do you mind sharing that on my wall? Sure, I'd love to. That got me a lot of business because it was third-party validation. So I would say that is something that you could really consider spending good use of your time, is really saying, okay, who are some of my happy customers that I could ask? Do you mind sharing just a quick couple lines on my wall of what you just told me, how great you're loving the products? There's a lot of people that may suffer with what you're talking about and it's helped you. I think it would help. They will be happy to do that. So that's a good use of your time. Also, another good use of your time on Facebook or any social media is to build people up. So you might go to your new team member's wall and you might say, and I always would make sure that the new team member or the team member post on their wall about Plexus. Make sure they're not kind of a secret ambassador. I always made sure that there was Plexus on their wall. And if there was, I would go to their wall. I usually picked about 3 people a day. I would go to their wall and just go, Stephanie, girl, you are rocking this business. I am so impressed with what you're doing, and I'm so proud of you. Congratulations. You're a rock star. Or I'd go to a customer's wall that had been posting on their wall about how great they're feeling. And I would say, Tammy, I'm just so proud of you and your results with Plexus. Glad to see your health improving. Nothing is better. Just little things like that. But I just call that edifying people. And so, that's very productive. Your words are very productive or they're very damaging. And so I would say that's a very good use of your time. It was for me. And when I was growing and we were only, we were growing by 1 or 2 people a day, or even when I got up to maybe adding 10 people a day on my team, I would still print those people off. We used to get on a report. We probably can in the new back office. Probably. I just haven't found it. But I would print off, like the new people for the day. And the next day I would go through and I would go to all of their walls and I would say something. I would welcome them to Plexus. But I had it typed out where all I had to do was copy and paste, plug their name in. And then as we were growing and getting, 20, 40, 80 people a day, it was like, I can't do this anymore. But when you're small and building, you can do that. And it's a very, very big use of your time. Because anytime someone else can validate you and what you're doing, it's always more effective than you validating yourself. When you're validating yourself, other people look at your motives. When you're being validated by someone else, people don't question your motives at all. In fact, if anything, it completely gives you credibility. So third-party validation is very, very, I've used it the whole time and will always use that. So very good use of your time. I wanted to talk a little bit about, and of course, just always I wrote down some notes. I have a Zoom training tonight. I wrote down a couple things for tonight. Let me grab that paper over there, okay? Because it's a couple things I do want to point out. Okay, so you like my new Plexus shirt? I love the shirt.
Oh, that is cute.
It's so soft. It's the softest little hoodie. I love it.
Where'd you get it?
August Apparel. She's on Facebook and Etsy. Okay. I've got a gray one and the blue one. She has all colors, but good quality and really soft. I'm a real snuggle. I love to lounge. So, all right. Reaching out to 3 to 5 newbies, and that can be, and we kind of talked about that in your follow-up. That can be 3 to 5 new ambassadors or 3 to 5 customers or a combination. But before you go to bed at night, make a list of 3 to 5 new team or new customers that you're just going to reach out to with a text, an email, a message, a phone call, or something. And just, hey, just checking in with you, thought about you this morning, how are things going? Something just short and sweet. So also reach out to, if you have a team that's growing, if you are a gold ambassador, and let's say you're a brand new gold ambassador and you've got, 20, 25 people on your team, you've probably got 2 people, 3 people that tell you, you may have 5 people that tell you they want it, but you've probably got 2 that actually are working the correct activity to make it happen. So with that said, I would select, however many people that would be. 2 people, maybe it's the same 2 people. But if you've got a team of, 150 people, you've got people that you can pull from every day. Reach out to 2 or 3 or 4 people and, that have goals, that want something. Now, these aren't people that you like. You may love them all, but there may be some that drive you crazy that you do not want to contact, but they're your workers. And you have to be willing to say, you don't say, I don't like you. You know what I'm saying. You just say, I'm here for you. What's going on? How's your business going? Let's take it to the next level. What are you doing today to take it to the next level? So, because, you're not always going to love everyone that's working on your team. We all have those people God puts in our lives. Okay. Let's just leave it at that. But so reaching out to people, it's very important that want something. And then again, the personal follow-up. So that's a little bit about that. I wanted to cover, have I got 7 or 8 minutes? I think I can cover. Okay. I want to kind of cover the thought process in setting a goal. Okay. And I also want to go over kind of a mindset thing here. I want you to know that if you're speaking things like, I hope I can do this. I hope it works out. Maybe I can do this. I'm going to try and see. Well, if it works out, it's meant to be. If God wants me to have, like if you're talking like that, you have some fear going on, and you have a fear of something. And you may not think you have a fear of something, but you have a fear of something. And the issue is you may not even be aware you have a fear of it. You may not even have a clue. And it may stem from your childhood, your past, what your parents thought of salespeople, what your teacher said about you. Don't be speaking in front of people. You're not good to speak in front of the class. You should never take speech. Whatever those words are that you heard, something you have a fear of. So when you find yourself saying those iffy words, I hope, I'm going to try, if it works out, I wish, I'd love to have, that's a trigger for you to change that. Because I'm going to tell you, your mindset and shifting it is the key to success in this business. It is. And if you will shift your mindset every time you hear those negative things and those words, let that be the trigger to say, wait, no, I don't hope this works out. You know what? This is going to work out because I'm going to do whatever it takes to make it happen. I'm an overcomer. I'm an achiever. I'm a winner. Losing is not an option. Quitting is not an option. Giving up is not an option. God wants the best for me. There's nowhere in the Bible that says God accepts mediocrity. He wants excellence from us. He loves hardworking people. And so we're out there hardworking, helping people, offering people better health, better wealth, freedom for time and with their families. And it's just so you got to get over all those hang-ups. And that starts with affirmations and working on your mindset. And I'm sure Stephanie probably and Amy probably talk about that a lot. And if not, they're going to be, I'm sure, because they hear it from me all the time. It is really the key. I'll tell you that we have a girl that I did my 6-hour training in Minnesota a few weeks ago. And there was a girl there, and I did a live coaching. I pulled her up in front. We did a live coaching. And she broke, she was very broken down and it just stuck and didn't see value in herself, didn't believe in herself, just stuck. And she took what she learned by doing affirmations, figuring out what the fears were, figuring out what the words were that were holding her back. She took those words, she crushed them, she created new words, wrote them down, read them to herself over and over and over, several times a day. And she posted a video. Yesterday that was close to 4 minutes long, and I was bawling because she won the November to Remember, the $1,000. She won that. She added. I mean, I was blown away. Like she said, but that's what did it. I shifted everything, cleaned out the garbage, reprogrammed my mind, and made this happen. I'm a new person. I'm free. And it's like, if you knew that was the only thing that was holding you back from what you wanted, would you be willing to do it? Would you be willing to say, okay, I don't need to work so much physically hard on new ideas and go into a training. I need to work inward, and I need to make a habit, capital HABIT. I need to make a habit, a new habit of spending, 3 minutes a day, 5 times that day, 15 total minutes for the day of reprogramming my mind. And if I do that for 21 days or longer, I can have what I want. If you knew that's all you had to do, would you trust and try? Because I'm telling you, that's all you have to do. So with that said, I say the thought process behind setting a goal is, so let's just say for December that you had a goal to get to silver. And when I say this, if you're brand new, that should be, if you're wanting something out of this, silver should be your first goal. Get your 3 people on your team. Now, I want you to look at that as you're not recruiting and begging people. You're offering people 3 options to get into Plexus. Wholesale, which is the ambassador option, retail, and preferred. And with the wholesale option, there's really 2 options, A and B. A is wholesale, B is wholesale plus you can work the business. And just be honest with them. Just be real with them, be honest. And so when you get through, so if you're new, getting to silver is your first goal, if that's, you want to move up. If you're not new, getting to silver is your goal this month, minimum, because you want to always personally grow and be responsible. And that comes with taking personal responsibility. So always striving to get 3 a month. I don't always get 3 a month personals, but I always strive to get 3. Some months I do, some months I don't. But I get further than I would. I may get 1 or 2 had I not had a goal. Now, when you're setting the goal to get 3, and let's say you want to do 500 PV or 1,000 PV, you've got to say, how much activity and time is that going to take? And then once you do that, you break it down. Okay, it's going to take talking to this many people. Well, in order to get 1 yes, I've got to talk to 10 people. And I need to get 3 yeses this month on signups. So I need to talk to 30 people. Okay, how many is that a week? Okay, how many is that a day? And break it down. And your goal is based on what you're willing to do with your time and what you want. You got to kind of match them up a little bit, because you may say, I want to add 25 people to my team this month as a whole, but you're not willing to put any hours in. There's a difference in a want and a goal, and a difference in a wish and commitment. I mean, really. So a goal is just, a goal is just a wish without, let's see, is that the word I'm looking for? A goal is kind of just a wish without the commitment of the work. So make sure that the goal and the commitment kind of match up before you put it in concrete. Then you got to put it in concrete, put it on, put it out there, put it on your whiteboard, put it everywhere. And you got to talk about it, think about it, say the words, dream about it, reprogram your mind about it all the time for it to become a reality. So that's kind of what I want to leave you with. I know I probably just babbled a lot, but once I get started, that's kind of what I do. So I'm sorry if there's no rhyme or reason to what I just gave you. There's really no number 1, number 2, number 3 with me. It's just how I roll. Mm-hmm. Stephanie, do you have any questions, or you want me to talk about anything else?
I thought that was incredible, Sonya. Thank you so much. I didn't have a pen down here, so I'm over here typing on the computer in between.
Okay. Good. So you're taking a few notes.
Yes, I was furiously typing over here. I really appreciate what you said about the affirmations, and that is something, and changing your mindset, because that is something that people will say, oh, just no one is interested, or I'm posting, I'm doing everything, but I'm not getting any results. And
yes. And can I say something with that? When someone says, nobody's interested, or I'm not getting results, what they're saying is to their mind, and I want you to think about this. Your mind just hears words. It's like a black box. You're programming the black box, okay? So your mind is the black box. And when you say to your black box, no one is interested, it's like you're typing, no one is interested. And your mind goes, okay, I'll make that happen. No one is interested. I'm serious. It's that simple. And your mind goes to work to make that happen. And your actions follow your thoughts. And let me see if the book, hang on just a second. No, I'm gonna get this book. Hang on a second.
So are you guys liking this so far?
All right. So here's the book that, and it's what to say when you talk to yourself. I think everyone, I would almost be willing to say this is the first book I will recommend to people that join the business. Probably so. Yeah, probably so. So this book, and then there's another one, but I'll just stick with that one for now because that is life-changing. Life-changing. I read it 20 years ago, and then I ordered it. Of course, 20 years, I don't have it anymore because I loan them out, but I got it again the other day, and it's just like, wow, it just reaffirms everything I teach and believe. It was like, yes, I teach that. I say that. I believe that. Wow. And so it's really a powerful book because for you to become aware that, for the biggest thing I can say for you is, if you are aware that you are programming the black box to make what you want to happen, and then you can catch yourself when you're saying things that you don't want to happen. So when you say no one's getting results, stop yourself and go, wait, cancel, delete. Everyone on the product gets amazing results. Everyone that's working the business on my team is seeing fabulous results. When you say no one is interested, go cancel. Everyone I run into is so interested in Plexus. They are so excited to hear what I have to say. If you catch yourself saying, I'm not good with people, cancel. I am amazing with people. People love to be around me. I love to be around people. I am a master people person. And I know some of you on this call are probably laughing, but it's biblical. It's all through the Bible. You reap what you sow. You plant corn, you get corn. You put negative in, you're going to get negative out, or you're going to get nothing. You got to take the old CD out of the computer and put the new one in. And if you don't do it, you're going to continue to beat your head against the wall and have insanity, which is the definition of doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. So.
Oh, man, this is so good. I could listen to you all day.
Girl, you got to be tired. You surely be tired of me by now. I've been on a few of these with you and Amy. These are fun. I love your team. Your team is my team. We're all one Plexus.
That's right. I really appreciate you being on. So following up, changing your mindset is huge. So you work on changing your mindset, but still doing the actions to get to your goals instead of do all the work, but don't change your mind.
You're going to work 10 times harder if all you're doing is the activity, but then you're still saying the wrong things to yourself. So I say, make part of your daily activity, your daily, income producing activities, make a portion of that, reading my affirmations. When I was in another business for years ago, I think probably did this 15 years ago, maybe longer. I recorded my affirmations on a cassette tape, which would be like doing it on your iPhone today, like a voice recorder. And I would listen to that all night long, and it would reprogram my mind. And I had the highest year I ever had that year that I did that very consistently. It reprogrammed everything. Like all of a sudden, I would talk to somebody without any fear. And it was like, I didn't hesitate. And I'm thinking, after I would do it, I would go, how did I do that? I didn't even have that. See, what happens is we have this negative. So we start to talk to somebody. I'm just talking about someone who's very fearful here, okay? So if you're very fearful of talking to someone, but you do your affirmations and change all those out, when you start to talk to someone and you don't, it's because you're hearing this subconscious chatter, okay? Don't talk to them. What are they going to think? Who are you to talk to them? They don't need Plexus. You're going to hear all these negative things. But if you have reprogrammed that, what I would find myself doing, this is years ago, I wasn't scared anymore, but I didn't know why. I'm like, I hadn't done anything but these affirmations. How could I not have any fear? I haven't learned any new skills. I haven't practiced a new script. Why am I not scared anymore? Because I reprogrammed my words, which reprogram my thoughts and actions. And there's no more hesitation. And that's the point you got to get to move forward in your business and your life. A lot of people have negative things in their life holding them back too. So, yeah.
Wow. So real quick, and then we can go, what were a couple of your favorite affirmations that you have, if you wouldn't mind sharing?
I have some on my whiteboard over there. Let's see. Let me just look over there, and I'll read some right now that I have up, okay? I put, I love to burn fat. The fat is melting fast. See, exercise, I'm not going to affirm that, but let's just say, activity like that. Anyway, I'm getting better at all that, okay? So my affirmations, and then I have one that says, I always, let me see, hang on. I can't read some of these over there. I put, let's see, everyone hits silver their first 30 days. This one says, I always add 3 level 1s a month that work. That work. Did you hear that part? Okay, so those are just a few of mine. But those are probably not real powerful affirmations. That can be, I mean, if it's powerful to you and it gives you what, I don't know, gives you that, oh wow, after you say it, that's a good one. This book is full of like probably 3 chapters of affirmations, of how to word them and what to say. Oh, it's so good, y'all. Amazon has it for like $7 and something for a new copy, $2 for a used copy. It's life-changing. And I'm just saying, you don't have to work as hard as you think if you let your mind reprogram your mind. So yeah. Yes, I have to go. My dogs are barking at someone at the door. I don't know if you can hear them, but they are.
I can hear a little bit, but thank you so much for being on this call, Sonya. I really appreciate the time that you've taken. So you have a wonderful
so much.
Thank you for sharing.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Go make it happen.
To you. Bye.
Bye.